Welcome back to Hooner's Shed and part 4 of Project Clock Bracket, or Clock Holder, or Clock Bracket I think is what it's become. I'm gonna be playing with the settings on that new digital dashboard, because you've got to set it all up. That I have now found an issue, because obviously I've got to wire it up. I've got a new soldering iron on order. The recommendation of Jamie, so I can just solder everything in so it's nice and strong, get the heat shrink on it, make a good tidy job of it. But I have noticed a cock up, so we'll have to show you that one in a minute. But let's crack on and we'll see how far we get. Right, so I've already set some of these settings up, so it now registers. I'm just going to show you. I love this. This is brilliant. It now shows in miles an hour. I'm not sure if you'll see that, but it now shows in miles an hour. I've set the clock to be correct. Now I have to tell it whether this is a two-stroke or a four-stroke. So you have to enter the settings screen by pushing select and adjust for 3 seconds. I don't know the best way to show you this. Then you press select twice. You get there, and it says there the 2C is flashing. That means it's a 2-cycle or 2-stroke. Press that to say 4. So it's now a 4-cycle or 4-stroke. Then press the select screen again, and then this flashes, and it tells you how many pistons. So I want 4. 4 pistons. And then select. That's another setting I'm going to do in a minute. Then back to the main screen. So that's now told it, according to those instructions, that's a 4-stroke, 4-cylinder bike that's plugged into. Right, so I've got all the wiring still in these connectors, because I'm going to solder this in, but I haven't got my soldering iron yet. But the problem I have now, and maybe I should have spotted this beforehand, is here's the bracket, this is a speedo cable, and this is the light housing, and that is where it fits. Now when I put that back up there, that rubs on there, you see, so I can't actually put the light back to where it was, which is odd because I never remember it sticking out, that being that close in. But there we go. So I need to find a way around that. So I'm thinking possibly making something to come off this, or maybe this. I don't think simply bending it back is going to work. I can put spacers on it, but I don't know how wobbly that. I mean, that's fairly solid at the moment. I don't know with spacers how wobbly that's going to make it. So, I need to find a workaround for that. Right. So the solution that I've come up with is a thin strip of metal across those 2 bolts. So bolt them down with that, and then poke the cable out of here somewhere. So I've cut off a strip. Now I just need to cut it down to the size and sort of shape it around a bit. Right, so that's a strip of metal. I've marked off it's not perfect, I know, but I've marked off a half circle in there to smooth it out. Get to play with me grinder again. Woohoo! So, after a bit more work, this is what I've ended up with. It sits over there, like that, and then the speedo bracket connects in there. So we'll get that hooked up and see what it looks like. Well, I know what it's going to look like, so we'll see if it fits. Right, so there we go. A bracket that goes across the middle, and then the speedo cable is there. I don't know how well that's going to come out on the camera, but there you go, bracket all the way back, and now the light fits, and all I've got to do is tidy that mess up and put the headlight back in, and put the screen on. Right, so I put the screen back on. That hides the clocks and everything else quite nicely. You can see the bracket, but only just. So obviously the headlight will be in there. And around here, clocks and monkey. There you go, Liz. Monkey. Right, do this again because I just love that. That's just fantastic. Find a better position for monkey so I can see the. That's brilliant. So there we are. That's the end of part 4 of project clock bracket, clock holder, clock bracket I think is the best one. I'm quite chuffed with that. Really with that first bracket I should have really put the headlight in. I should have thought to put the headlight in and make sure it all clears, but you know, yeah, I just want to get it back up on the road really. Gary's kindly offered, if it's really bad, which it is, at some point, well, I know he's a busy chap, but at some point we can do something that's a little bit tidier, a little bit better looking, and I'll probably learn quite a lot from that as well because Gary knows his shit. But there we go, I'm quite chuffed with that. Waiting for the soldering line to turn up so I can finish tidying up the electrics, headlight back on, crash helmet on, and take it for a spin down the road and see how we go and see what happens. Yeah, so I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy, ride safe. See you again in New Russia. And just because it's cool, and I can't tell you how many times I've done this, just because I like it.